Good afternoon, good morning. Hi Mona, hi Marianne. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me? I can also check my meter here. Hi Paula, hi Glennis. Hi, how are you? Can all of you hear me? All is good. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you. Hi Judy. Yes, wonderful, Glennis. Good. So we have 5 more minutes to go. Expecting more people to join us this afternoon here in Carthage. I must tell you, it's kind of raining like hell for over an hour now, or almost. It seems to be uh, stopped. But anyway, hi Charles, Paula, hi Michaela from Austria. Guten Abend, guten Nachmittag. Bitte, bitte sehr. Okay, yeah, I have a few wonders and few treats to share with you this afternoon about something very unique to the Middle Eastern Oriental civilizations, and also about the Carthaginians and their supremacy, actually, while controlling and conquering the Western Mediterranean. Let me show you what's our background. Carthago, yes, sounds, yes, really interesting. Heard so much about it. Yes, yes. Have you ever been here, Michaela? No, never? Look what is awaiting you. Okay, so you should probably give it a try and come to Tunisia and marvel those wonders here and see quite a little bit different society, actually. People, our monuments, history, cities, the desert, so lots of things. But I'm focusing more on history and some anthropology, so that should be okay with you. Okay. Yeah, I know. COVID hit. Yeah, for 2 years now. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. Come and join us and enjoy your stay here in Tunisia. And the same thing to all the other participants. Oh, let me show you a little bit how the sky is right now. You see, it's overcast. It's all cloudy. It's been raining and it's still. No, I can see a few birds, so it might have stopped a little bit. Hi again, Wanderer. Good to see you again. Wonderful. Hello. Good to see you and to share with you some of my favorite sites, business wise, but also personally, that I feel like connected to this history, but also always curious to know a little bit more and something new, but something that is confirmed or even not. But hi, Sharon from Cincinnati. Good. Is this the same Sharon that was with us on the Roman Baths tour? Dr. B, thank you. Bingo. Good. I'm glad you like those tours, and we have more, especially the one tomorrow. I'll tell you a little bit about it later. Good, good. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Cincinnati must be probably icy. A lot of snow. I heard that in the States, actually, last, when was that? On Monday, Tuesday, you had probably a snowstorm or something. It was even in West Virginia. I got some pictures from West Virginia. Good. Bridget, yeah, did a 6-session course on No kidding, Bridget. Really? So you should probably come over here and give some lectures. Okay, okay. Actually, I'm gonna confess, tell you something when we start for everybody. This might probably tell you how Tunisia is important for many people, even in the States. Okay? 15 seconds to go so that we can start our tour. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bingo, go. Assalamu alaikum, bonjour, hi, hello, good afternoon, buenas tardes, buon pomeriggio. So any language you might probably, I'm just missing probably the Japanese and the Chinese and the Mandarin, of course. Yeah. Um, okay, Sharon. Okay, Bridget. Yes. So here we are again in Carthage, not far from the Roman baths where we were. It's about, what, 5-7 minutes drive. And we're still close to the water, actually. You see how close we will be when we go to the Punic harbours. Hi, Phoenix, again. Thank you. All right. Okay. So this afternoon, after the Roman baths, we thought we could offer you also an exploration of two little sites, but they're very important actually in the history of Carthage. First of all, this place where we are, which is the Tophet, it's a sacrifice sanctuary, which archaeologists believe it has started probably at the end of the 8th, early 7th century BC. Again, Carthage was founded by the Phoenicians around 814 BC. We have no palpable evidence of whatsoever, carved on a tombstone or any epigraphy or whatever, but all the historians and archaeologists agreed on this conventional date, as it corresponded some tumult and unrest in Phoenicia and especially in Tyre at the same time. And the lady who led the whole seafarers and those who escaped with us was called Elisa or Elisha, and she happened to be Pygmalion's sister that Georges Bernard Shaw talks about. The work and the play that Georges Bernard Shaw wrote about Pygmalion talks about Phoenicia, talks about the tumult. So that was one of the reasons, actually, that these Phoenicians came to this gulf north of Africa and settled here, dealt with the indigenous populations, which means before the establishment of the Phoenicians here, there used to be the indigenous population that we call today the Numidians / Berbers. Did you get that? Take some notes. The indigenous populations of North Africa are not the Arabs, not the Romans, not the Byzantines, not the Vandals, not the Phoenicians, not the Egyptians, but the Berbers / Numidians, or vice versa. Who joined us? Hi, Caris. Hi, Laura, Anne, Regina, Pamela, John. Who else? Let me just check. Oh, Bettina. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining us again. And I'm sure you're going to love this place here. Anyway, so this place is not a necropolis. This is for sacrificial events. And the population here, which was not only Phoenician, but they were indigenous, corresponded to what we call actually the Carthaginians. It's a mix of newcomers and indigenous population. All of them settled, and that's what gave us the name of the Carthaginians. So today, enough of my face again, today we're going to explore this place. You can see there a multitude of tombstones. You can call them tombstones. Those are markers markers of the sacrifices that have been actually explored and excavated for the first time in 1926. And I'm going to show you the picture of the first excavations ever here. All right, can see this one? Can you see it? If you can see it, you just give me a thumb and I can zoom in. Good, thank you. These are the first explorers ever in Carthage in this Tophet. So you can see digging a ditch, and you can see I'm zooming in. The three guys sitting there, they do not look like indigenous. Hi, Lorley, again. Thank you for joining us. The three guys are Europeans, are French or maybe Sicilians. But the guy on the very top looks like indigenous, a helper. And you see all those markers? You'll see them in here, some of them. Okay? Now, I want to show you also the stratigraphy, a little bit of history of this place. How did the archaeologists, the French archaeologists first, after 1926, so we're almost around 100 years of excavations in here. And how did they come up with all this? It started actually with the white fathers who were priests. They were actually approached by the indigenous people, Tunisians here, selling them stones. The Tunisians, they knew that these people were looking for something, and they picked some stones. They said, oh, would you buy this from me? And the white fathers collected all those busts, candle holders, steles, markers, tombstones, sarcophagi pieces, and they started collecting them. So all of this started in 1926 in this Tophet, T-O-P-H-E-T, which means sacrificial area. And here what the University of Chicago came up with in the mid-70s, if you can see, if you go from the bottom, actually from here, Tanit 1. So they called this area Tanit, and I'm going to tell you why. Because actually the goddess protector of this site here in Carthage is called Tanit, T-A-N-I-T, and that's the representation of the goddess of fertility. And the male part of Tanit is called Baal. So we have Baal and Tanit, and I'll show you those pictograms that represent the two deities. Now look at this here. So we have Tanit 1 ranging from 730 to what? To 600, and those were urns buried in the ground here, and a marker would be on top of them, like in Tanit 2A, like in Tanit 2B, and like in Tanit 3. So the range of time slot, the era ranging from 730, which I said earlier about 8th century, to the first Punic War, which started actually in 264. So from the 8th to the 3rd century. So this is the stratigraphy, which I'll be happy to share with those of you who would like to have my PDF later on. I mean, we can communicate, and I have quite a few that correspond to this side. All right, so let's go. Let me just put my umbrella because it was raining, actually. I have an umbrella in case. And let's do this. Let's walk so that I can show you this place that has two different levels. The level you see right in front of you, it's like just a showroom. This is a display of what had been excavated down under. So there are several types of markers, which are not really tombstones. Do you know how deep in the ground this is? Yes, you will know it yourself. I mean, I'm going to show you. Let me just... all right. Do you like this tour so far? Look at this stele here. You see, it has an obelisk shape, and actually the funeral rituals have been influenced, impacted by the Egyptian culture into the Phoenician civilization. All of these are markers. All of these are markers that have been excavated. And actually, the ground, see, where I'm stepping, this is the dirt that is really the result, what was taken from down below, excavating. And I hope you can also take a few screenshots if you want to. Hi, Maria. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, join us. So you can take pictures. We got some sunshine. Wonderful. Oh, I couldn't believe this. Half hour ago, it was pouring rain. And guess what? You're so lucky to have this tour right here in Carthage in this season, actually, which is spring. Look at these flowers. Can't even know the name of it. Anybody who knows these? Or should I ask my PlantNet app? Look at them. Oh yeah, tulips, but they have several petals. I mean, tulips. Or at least I'm wrong. They're stylized. They have three parts, but these have lots. Probably, yeah, from the tulip family. And your lovely red flower in the spring starts with P. How about that? Any guess? No, P, poppies. Yes, Bettina. Yes, Michaela. Poppies. We call them wild figs. Oh, so and we call them. Who are they? I mean, where from? Wild figs. Okay, quite a big family of very useful ground cover. Good, thank you. Now look, to answer your question, how deep did they dig? This is it. I'm walking down this ramp. Lots here in South Africa. Okay, Cindy. Yeah. How I wish I could go there after visiting lots of the Western African and Central African countries. Now, here we go, folks. Look at these. These are displayed here for your sake, for you, for your pleasure. So you're going to enjoy them, and I'm going to talk about something interesting. This one here. How about this one? And let me see. I'm going to do something with my tripod. Bear with me so that we can do this. Wait a minute, just a second. Don't worry. Yeah. All right, yeah, that's what it is. See it? Here. This is it. Yeah, I'll give you some time to take pictures if you want. The head, the arms, and the body. It's stylized triangle. That's the sign of Tanit. The one above, the crescent moon, and the round circle, which is a solar disk, that's the symbol, the emblem of Baal Ammon, the supreme god of the Phoenicians. Right. Okay. Let me just readjust. All right. Good. Here's a link to the. Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Yes. Spelling. Yes. Of Baal. Baal. Ammon. Amon. Which is a reminiscence of the Egyptian influence. So both of them are on a betel, which is a square or rectangular marker. And on both sides of the two emblems, we can see three different layers. They're considered as pillars, and we call them betel. translates from Semitic words Beit El, the house of God. All right. Are you ready to take more information about the Tophet? Look at this, and beautiful colors. And you can even see again, I'm gonna stop here. It's in the shade, but never mind, you can see it probably. The one to the right, there are two figures actually. One is stylized with a tannin, the other one looks like humanoid, anthropomorphic. And we have another one which shows this, like a bottle or a container, which all of them represent fertility. It's a container. So there were found thousands of these markers in here in the different layers. And I can see lots of them in here, but I want to go further to the wall over there to show you one of the best kept sign of Tanit. Tanit is the goddess of fertility, to which the Carthaginians here in Tunisia sacrificed for some events. Now, why do we sacrifice? It's to appease, actually, the gods' wrath. When earthquakes, when floods hit these areas, they think that the gods were upset with the people, so they had to compensate. Thank you. Hi, Violeta. Hello. And look at this one here. Look at this one. See it? You can see it. It's clear enough, isn't it? All right. Okay. And there are more markers here. So the charts I showed you, the chart of the different layers and the excavations show us how far this goes back to the 8th century BC. Yeah, it looks like an angel, Michaela, but it's to symbolize actually the triangle. Triangle symbolizes a container. Hi, Elisabetta, welcome. All right. Okay. There's a set of several markers in front of us that I can show. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you the ongoing excavations here. They take place every summer. See that? The archaeologists have been excavating for about 4 years now. Not totally in the COVID time. They took a break. But I suppose and I suspect they will resume this year too. Ongoing. And more, you see, on the foreground over there, more of the markers. And how about this one here? How about this one? Isn't this beautiful? Beautifully preserved, at least. The crescent moon and the solar disk are the emblems of Baal, and the triangle is the emblem of Tanit. A container, an amphora, a jug, a symbol of fertility. Good. How was it? Did you enjoy it? All right, good. Okay, folks. Now I'm taking you on a walk. We're gonna walk, you and me. I'm gonna pant a little bit, but anyway. And I'm gonna take you to the Punic harbours. Be ready. Be ready and excited. Egyptians Karapi. Right. Okay. We're in Carthage. Thank you, Paula. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Yes, Cindy. The Punic Wars. The only sources of literature we have of the Punic Wars is from the Roman side. First of all, I want you to bear that in mind. So, uh, Carthage and Rome were founded at about 60 years difference. So they were close and next to each other as cultures and civilizations. But then they were competing. Who would uh, invade and conquer more area in the Mediterranean? So they split. They shared Sicily. But then the Romans helped the Sicilians to uh, confront with the Carthaginians in the First Punic Wars because of land. The Carthaginians were the masters of the seas. But before Hannibal, and of course, you cannot come to Carthage without citing, talking about Hannibal or talking about Amilcar, his father, and the three Punic Wars. Actually, he is believed to be one of the most intelligent generals ever in the Carthaginian time, and he fought actually against the Romans in 7 battles. There are 3 of them that are major battles, but he fought against the Romans in 7 battles. The first Punic War, why do you think, what? Sacrifice? Oh, you mean this is a question of Bridget, in the Tophet. Yeah, as I told you, I mean, the sacrifice would be to appease actually the gods, to please them, as sometimes people go under uh, some drought, actually, or tectonics, earthquakes, or could be also floods. So they give those sacrifices. Back to the Punic Wars. Let me just give you, yeah, a picture of what's coming next. The First Punic War was a confrontation between Hannibal's father, called Amilcar, and the Romans. And Amilcar was already in Sicily, trying to protect and preserve their colony, but he could not. So they lost the Sicilian colonies to the Romans, and we're about 264 to 260. This was a kind of long war for 4 years. And the second war was what we call Hannibal's War. Hannibal's War, and that was about 201 and 200 BC, and Hannibal was already in Spain. So we all know or heard of crossing the Alps and crossing the valley of the Rhone, and how many, we don't know exactly how many people he lost in that winter to get to the doors, to the gate of Rome, which he never stepped. And then we have, and he was vanquished, and he came back to Carthage, and he again confronted and fought against the Scipio Africanus, one of the Roman most bloodiest, Roman general, Scipio Africanus, who won the War of Zama in Tunisia. The third war in 146 was a one-way war, and the Carthaginians surrendered. And look at this now. How beautiful, isn't it? Look at this. Do you like it? Oh, yeah, yeah. They escaped from Tyre because there was a lot of unrest, a tribal tumult, and there were some of them who sailed actually to the Western Mediterranean, and because of the strategic location of Carthage in a gulf and a strait, so they knew about this because the Phoenicians had already been here trading with the indigenous population. Folks, yeah, Bettina, yeah, this is beautiful sight. And you see the island right in front of us? We're gonna go there just by ourselves. And I think we'll be the only people there that will open the door for us. Meanwhile, I can focus on the hill right in front of us, and that's the Bursa Hill. And there are lots of monuments in there from the Carthaginian, Byzantine, and even from the late 19th century with the Catholic Church of Saint Louis that you can see that is already deconsecrated, but it's still there. So this is more or less the most residential area of Carthage or Carthage. And the name of Carthage is a combination of two Semitic words meaning the new city. York, New York, Harlem, New Harlem, Delhi, New Delhi. Carthage was the sister city of Tyre. Okay? All right, we're not finished yet. We have more to go and more to see in this area. We just left the Tophet. We crossed this neighborhood, and we're gonna walk through crossing the lock, the junction between two harbors. Actually, this one is what we call today semicircular, and I'll show it to you from inside. But for the time being, I'm going to show you the commercial harbor, which used to be much bigger than this one and different shape. But the one that interests most of the archaeologists is the war harbor. We're going inside to see, take a deep breath, to see the ship sheds and dry docks. You see, this is a channel. It used to be a lock to both the one behind us, the war harbor, and the commercial harbor, this one. See it? I mean, when you look at them from up above, the Bursa Hill, the hill I just talked about, they look like little lagoons. They're man-made. Did Carthaginians, yes, speak Phoenician? They spoke some reminiscence of the Phoenician, but it's a mix. It's a vernacular language of the really local languages of the Numidians, the Berbers, with the Semitic words. We call it punic, or we call it Neo-Punic at the very end of the Punic culture. See? And here is again the lock, and you can see the hill in the foreground. Let me see. I have to call the guard, who is probably a little far away, so I have to yell at him. You're welcome, Elisabetta. Where are you from, Elisabetta? يا محمد يا عساس. Oh, I'm sorry, just let me check with him because it's locked, but he's waiting for us. It's not open for everybody, so that's why. Let me... يا محمد. All right, I'm gonna call him. Yeah, just bear with me. I'll have to call him. Let's see. I have to put my camera here, maybe. يا عساس
مرحبا بك على البريد الصوتي 21 45 98
يا
3.
محمد.
رجاء إيداع رسالة صوتية بعد الإشارة ثم اضغط على أي زر لإنهاء الرسالة.
يا سي محمد، مديمغ في الباب لاني هنا في البار. وين العساس؟ انا نعيط من قبليك. محمد الحلواني. Okay, folks, I'm sorry, we have to wait till he comes and opens the door to us. Carthage must be saved from suburban sprawl of villas. Oh yeah, but I think I'm afraid it's a little bit too late. It's a bit too late. Yeah, it must be saved. Yes, must be saved. Yes. Let me see. Any other questions? Out that Carthage must be sad. Yeah, said from suburban sprawls. Okay, yeah. The 70s international article called. Yes, yes. That was the 1970s UNESCO campaign. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Elisabetta. Thank you. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. There's another phone. Have to make another call. We have to go inside because this is something that is very important. Let me see. Oh. الو. السلام. العساس وينه؟ العساس وينه؟ يا وين انا ما جانيش. لا من قبليك انا عيط. انا كيفاش ندخل؟ ما نجمش ندخل. لا انا عيطت. اي عيطت. ما شو العيط؟
تلقاه في البيت.
اي
راسونا
اخوي
راسونا.
من قبليك انا عيط. شنو كان جيت لهنا ندق ما نعرف اللي ما تماش واحده ونعيط.
ايه بعيد عليه البيت.
لا يعرف. اعطاه الوقت. اعطيته الوقت يا اخي.
ايه
قعدني في البيت. يا ولدي شنو يا اخي باهيش عاد اعطيناه وقت وقت باش نتعدى. I'm sorry folks. يعرف اعطاه ديما اعطاه قال له على الوقت. All right, he's coming now.
يبدا بعيد عليه من غاديك ما يسمعكش.
ايش تعمل؟ نقص.
ما
اه
يسمعك هو شاب يقعد في الشتاء. ما فما
ليه؟
حتى شيء.
ليه عنده الوقت الواحد وما يبدا يتسقر خاطر بعيد. قداش نعمل بوق انا عيط قداش من واحد مش جيت. وينك خويا؟ بعيد علي عيطت يا محمد يا عساس. ما حطيتنيش لا جامي اوكي
عايش خويا.
اوكي هير وي جو.
يا بابا الغالي.
بارك الله
فيك.
فيك.
على التعريف هذا انت.
يعطيك الصحة. كمان قداش مرة خدمت معايا
هي
وعلى ذاك كلمت محمد ديم قلت له راه في الوقت الفلاني ريتك معاك ثلاثة قبليك دخلوا لهنا
يعطيك الصحة. هذوك
كيف
التوريست
هاي
كان في
يعطيك الصحة.
معاه واحدة
هاي.
بالزبديكي نتاعها ومرته.
هاي نكمل نعمل دريجين
هاي
وذاك
برا.
هاي سلام. All right, saved by the bell, and here we are. Okay, folks, we made it. It came to open for us. All that. Now here's the harbor. It's a sort of semi-silted because this path here used to be the water. That's why today we call it the semi-circular war harbor. And the highlight of the visit in this place that is closed for the visitors would be the preserved, restored ship shed, a dry dock, you might call it. Okay? All right. I'm walking through this path to the island. It has been silted. And I can see few columns over there, some tumulus, vegetation, trees. All right. Let me see. Okay, I want to just check. Hi, Ava. Who else? NW followed. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, it's a little bit windy. Right, bear with me. I'm walking inside the island, and we believe that there were probably around 220 ship sheds around the island and on the outer part of the war harbor. And those columns you can see, they come from an octagonal temple. Archaeologists do not really know to whom it was dedicated, but they excavated and cleared up the shape of it. It's octagonal. But this is not the most interesting thing. What we see is something that the British team of archaeologists unearthed in the late 1970s. That's how they based their studies for the ship sheds and dry docks, based on what they found here in this part of the harbor. Take a deep breath, folks. Open your eyes, wide open. Here we go. There is one of the 220 ship sheds. Can you see them? Can you see the ramp? Can you see the pillars made of ashlar blocks? Yeah, this is one of the 220. There were actually in the island where we are only 32 ship sheds, and the rest of the fleet, the ship sheds, were in the outer part of the harbor. It's a big harbor actually. So I'm going to show you the ramp from closest. Look at this. But then, isn't that a little bit, strange, folks, about that parapet or wall we can see? That wall might probably block. Yeah, we have a visitor center, Bridget, in the Bursa Hill, up above near the cathedral. So that wall blocks, actually, the ramp. So you might not be able to pull the ship. But this wall was built during the Roman time. This war harbor was built by the Carthaginians, the Punic Carthaginians. When the Romans took over, invaded this area, they repurposed this area for not as a harbor, but this round area in here became a forum. Let me take you around the ship shed on the other side so that you can see it from another perspective. You see the wall? Can you see the wall here? Look, it's a later wall built by the Romans, whereas the water used to come till here. Now, I'm gonna stop here. You might probably have a good picture from this side. Look at this. How beautiful, isn't it? Oh, NW, yeah. The Romans built a forum. Instead of the Admiralty Island, which was just geared towards the fleet, the Romans used this part, yeah. And the octagonal structure on the other side, where the columns are, that's a temple. The archaeologists called it the anonymous temple. They don't know to whom it was dedicated, but it's octagonal. And all of these blocks, we call them ashlar blocks of limestone, were quarried at about 70 kilometers from Carthage and brought in here from large quarries we have that are open to the visitors today. You're welcome, Dr. B. So here we are amid the war harbor, amid the historical, amid the most famous monument actually and unique in the Western Mediterranean. There is no other war harbor in the classic time like this one from the Carthaginian era. So this is the main one. There is a smaller one in Sicily, but it doesn't really compare to this one, with almost 220 ship sheds, according to the historians and archaeologists. So look, the hill is right in front of us, and this is the semicircular harbor. And we're right by the water. Same thing as when we were at the Roman baths. Little boats, fishing boats. All right. Mozia, yes, Elisabetta, yes. Mozia. On the way to Mazzara del Vallo and Agrigento. From Trapani to Agrigento, right? And I've been there. I've been to Mozia, actually, to see the museum, to see the dike that is drowning in the water, the Carthaginian dike road. Look at this. The technical name that we give to the war harbor in the Carthaginian time, we call it Koton, K-O-T-H-O-N, which is a Greek word, a very old Greek word for an arsenal or a strategic point. And actually the war harbor, this one, can be considered as an arsenal. And it used to be protected and walled, so hidden. Like in many countries, I mean, you have the military, the marine arsenal that is not open to the public and should not be open to anybody but the Marines and yeah, good. Good. Oh, I can see bird. Any bird watchers, fans of birds? I might probably zoom in so that we can see it. It's not a crow, isn't it? Okay, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, Cindy is helping us, taking care of all the questions that have been answered and more for more explanations. Thank you, Cindy. You're hired. All right. Okay, folks, I'm gonna stop in here for 2-3 minutes. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I might as well mention that I'm on HeyGo Voyagers and HeyGo Virtual Tours with the name MED, M-E-D space Halwani. That's my nickname. The Venetian port, oh, okay, in Chania. Yeah, so let me see. All right. Yeah, I'm not freezing anymore, I mean, and I'm not cold. That's fine. Anyway, it's been a pleasure to see you all gathering for this tour and joining me. We might probably repeat it probably end of May. Okay, thank you, Phoenix T. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I hope that I'll see you again. And please, if you want to see a little bit what I'm doing, besides I'm in HeyGo, besides all these programs, you can join me and just see what I'm doing on YouTube, actually, with Mohammed Alwani, Facebook, of course, and I'm on LinkedIn, and I use all those social media, of course, to promote what we have here in Tunisia. Thank you very much. Thank you, NW. Thank you, Bettina. Thank you, Judy. I hope you enjoyed it all. Thank you, Cindy. That was very interesting. Yeah, thank you for your help. Izzy, thank you, Jeff. Yeah. No, but what I was about to tell you actually before leaving is that this year in May, for the first time ever, the University of Stanford, the United States, Stanford, is coming to Tunisia with their association of alumni for the first time ever. So, and I'm honored to be their lecturer and guide here for 15 days. Yeah. So thank you very much for all of those who supported us and support me, and I'll do my best for them coming tours. Tomorrow by 1 o'clock my time, there will be a tour in Udna. Udna is a gem, is a jewel, a hidden jewel, with the largest temple, Roman temple ever excavated in North Africa, with a huge amphitheater. We're going to see it, and I'll show you really some jewels. Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you, Michelle, and I appreciate all your support, and I appreciate especially your interest. Please don't forget, Tunisia is open for everybody. You can befriend Tunisia. Tunisia loves you. We would be so delighted to be with you and give you more advices about how to plan your trip to Tunisia. Thank you all. Thank you, Bridget. Yeah, and that's wonderful. Bye-bye. Take care. Whatever. If you're just starting your day, have a good day. If you're finishing your day, good night. Sleep tight and sweet dreams. Bye-bye.